one very worrying trend I'm seeing at co-working spaces now, right? And it is not so much worrying for with managed offices, but I'm seeing this as a worrying trend for co-working spaces. Is that common areas are shrinking, and number of shared conference rooms are shrinking, right? See, co-working spaces at the end of the day, beyond what a managed office provides, is are these things: the common area and the shared conference room, shared amenities is what the networking opportunities, the collaborative opportunities, what co-working spaces should ideally be doing. But what's happened post-pandemic is that uh, these common areas have been shrinking at co-working spaces as I observe them, right? And the number of shared conference rooms available for clients to book is also reducing, right? And the logic is very simple, right? So if a co-working operator takes up, let's say, 20,000 square feet of space, uh, if they allocate less than 20% of that space for common area, then they're able to sell 80%. 80% becomes seats, and they're able to sell those seats, and seats is the only way they make a lot of revenue. So it makes logically makes sense for operators to kind of do this, right? But what's very coincidentally interesting is also that a lot of clients are demanding that they have private and dedicated meeting rooms, right? And post pandemic, because offices become more of a collaborative space, more for purposeful interactions, and for teams to come together, or cross-functional teams to come together and work. Clients are also realizing that they need more meeting rooms, right? Or they need a lot of meeting hours that they will need, and depending on shared facilities is going to make them too much dependent on the operator and too much dependent on the availability of these shared meeting rooms. So clients are also asking for dedicated meeting rooms within their own private office. And when clients have their own dedicated meeting rooms, it doesn't make sense for operators to also invest on creating shared meeting rooms. So it's kind of a double-edged sword that's acting against the interest of a tenant there, because you not only don't have enough shared meeting rooms for your usage, at the same time you're also paying for a dedicated meeting room inside your private office. So let's say if you take a six-seater meeting room inside your 40-seater office, you're paying for the 60 seats, right? And because it's dedicated to you, while the efficiency or the usage of this meeting room may not be as you anticipate it to be, let's say, it's not going to be used 80% of the time, 90% of the time, it might still be used 3 or 4 hours in a day. For the remaining hours, you are paying the rent for it, right? So for both clients that are looking for office spaces, this is my 2 cents. Look for co-working operators that value the function of a common space, that provide more shared conference rooms inside their premises, so that you don't have to invest on creating a dedicated meeting room for your own teams. Having a small discussion room, a four-seater discussion room, might still make sense, because a lot of impromptu discussions, you can't do it in the open, or that time you can't open the app and try to book. You might just jump into your discussion room and have a discussion. But investing on an 8-seater, 10-seater conference rooms, or 6-seater conference rooms for a team of less than 50 people may not be a worthwhile spend of money, and you might rather use these shared facilities that a co-working space operator would rather provide, right? And yeah, you might say that, hey, I have only so many complimentary credits, and after that I still have to pay the operator to book the space. But if you do the calculations right, it's definitely going to be cheaper than you having a 6-seater dedicated conference room inside your private office, right? Imagine, right, if the rent is 10,000 rupees, then you're paying 60,000 rupees for a 6-seater conference room every month, right? On some days, some months you might use it 50%, some months you might just use it 30%, some months you might use it more, but still you're paying, whether you use it or not, you're still paying 60,000 rupees every month as an additional rent, because you've taken a dedicated conference room. Is that really a wise way to spend your money? Just think of it. And if you think that you need more meeting, your teams need more of face-to-face meetings in private quarters, look for co-working operators that have a lot of common areas with discussion booths, a lot of small casual meeting areas in the lobby, or look for operators that have a lot of shared meeting rooms where these collaborative discussions can happen, right? And you're not spending too much of money on your monthly rent.